School Art. I am your virtual art teacher, Bitmoji Quinn. Let's continue our artistic journey with an artist whose name begins with the letter B. Remember, artists are great observers. We observe everything around us so that we can become better artists. Since you are an artist, that means you are a great observer too. Let's begin. The artist we'll be learning about is Fernando Botero. But who in the world is Fernando Botero? Introducing Fernando Botero. Which one is Fernando Botero? This is what Botero really looks like. And this is a self-portrait that Fernando Botero created of himself. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to say, I understand the art technique of Fernando Botero. I can recognize when someone is in proportion or out of proportion. This painting, titled The Arnolfini Portrait, was painted by the artist Jan van Eyck, not Botero. Fernando Botero made his own version of the Arnolfini portrait. Can you describe what he did differently? Let's learn some background information. Fernando Botero was a Colombian artist born in 1932, who is best known for his robust, inflated forms and exaggerated people. His paintings of people are made out of proportion. Did you use robust, inflated, and exaggerated to describe Fernando Botero's painting of the Arnolfini portrait? Okay, wait. What do the words robust, inflated, and exaggerated mean? It's time for a deep dive. Okay, let's take a look. Robust means powerfully built, strong, and sturdy. He is robust. Inflated means to blow up to make something bigger. This balloon is inflated. And exaggerated means to make more of something than what it really is. They are exaggerating. So, what does all of this mean to Fernando Botero's artwork? Well, let's take a look. This painting, titled Las Meninas, was painted by an artist named Diego Velázquez, not Botero. Aww. This is Fernando Botero's painting. What words can you use to describe the changes to this painting? Let's analyze. This painting, titled Mona Lisa, was painted by an artist named Leonardo da Vinci, not Botero. Aww. Why do you think Fernando Botero creates his artwork this way? It turns out that Fernando Botero built his whole style of art by making people appear out of proportion. Time for another deep dive into what does proportion mean in art. Proportion is the relationship between parts and the whole, Normally, artists draw people with the perfect size head, arms, legs, hands, and feet to match the size of the whole body. There are many special tools we use to draw in proportion. This man is in proportion. The parts of his body all match the size of his body. When something is in proportion, it is A-OK. All of the parts match the whole.
Yes!
When something is out of proportion, it looks kind of funny. The parts do not match the whole. Usually, cartoon characters are drawn out of proportion to make it look funnier and more interesting. Did you notice his head is too small for his body? Or his legs and arms are too long? Her legs are too big. And his head, well, it's too small. Okay, great observers. What is too big or too small for the rest of the body in this painting created by Fernando Botero? Did you say their arms and hands are way too small for their bodies? You are correct. They are out of proportion. Great observers. What is too big or too small for the rest of the body? Did you say her arms and hands are way too small for her body? And that her eyes, nose, and mouth are way too small for her face? You are correct. She is out of proportion. Okay, great observers. What is too big or too small for the rest of the body? Did you say her arms and hands are way too small for her body and that her eyes, nose, and mouth are too small for her face? You are correct. She is out of proportion. Okay, time to decide. Do you like or not like the artwork of Fernando Botero? It's up to you. Your opinion counts too. Okay, you guys, let's make art. For this project, we will make a family portrait. Boring alert, boring alert. Why don't we make it a little more exciting? Let's draw our family out of proportion.
Yes!
Your task is to create a painting of your family using Fernando Botero's technique. In order to create your painting, you will need a drawing of each member of your family that you want to include. The drawing must be out of proportion, inflated, robust, and exaggerated, of course. Pencils and erasers, white paper, and paint will do. It's a piece of cake. Here are the steps to help you along with your family portrait. First, decide which family members you would like to draw. Then, draw them out of proportion. You decide. Add details, and then color or paint in your picture. Have fun! Feeling a little confused? Well, let's take a look at some examples created by artists other than Botero. Don't forget, you can pause the video and go back if you need to. Here is an example of a family portrait drawn out of proportion. Here is another example of a family portrait drawn out of proportion. Here is another example of a family portrait drawn out of proportion. Here is a last example of a family portrait drawn, you guessed it, out of proportion. If you would like to share your artwork with Bitmoji Quinn and be featured in Homeschool Art's virtual art exhibitions, go to dropevent.com, event 80453. If you like our video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of our videos, hit subscribe. And don't forget to share your artwork at dropevent.com, event 80453. We will see you soon for the next homeschool art lesson. Bye!